we are a community-based team, and we want to stay interactive within the community, and not training in Sangre Grande is definitely a minus in what we want to do and what we want to accomplish in football in Trinidad and Tobago. We have looked at pretty much every field in Sangre Grande for training, and right now there's no field that's appropriate for the type of practices we want to keep. We at Northeast Stars Football Club like to play attractive football, and when you have muddy fields, you don't get to do the practices that you would like, because the ball, if it doesn't stick in a puddle of water, then it would stick, in the mud, so you can't really get the ball moving as fast as you would like, so that's a definite, minus to what we really trying to do in terms of practice. One of the things that we have on the agenda is Sangre Grande Government School. We spoke to the principal there, Mrs. McIntosh, and as we speak, we are awaiting word from the ministry and the higher authorities that we can use their facility, and we plan to upgrade that facility for our use, and obviously the school will be able to use it as well.
Well, in the beginning of when we first started this journey of coming back into the league, the previous council have started work on the facilities, but they worked on just fixing the main stand and the toilets and the changing room. We still left with the big problem of the playing surface not being suitable for any kind of premier team or professional team to play home games or even practice on. And so one of the problems now we're left with is that we have a very poor playing surface that is basically overused by the general public, and we're now asking the council to come and help us fix this pitch, so make it ready for us to play some of our home games. Unfortunately, this team now has done quite well and has won a cup competition, and most of the people up in Sangre Grande don't really know the boys on the team, simply because the team can't train or play any games here thus far. To ask the boys to come up to Grande and train, etc. And this facility out there is actually a lot worse than the one in Trin City. You'd be surprised. Simply because it's been overused. If you come here on a Saturday morning, you talk about 6-7 different teams playing here, and even different sports as well playing on the facility. Now this is a recreational ground, and it is for the general use of the public. But at the same point in time, there must be some kind of consideration for premier or professional team sports to be able to play on this facility. So all we're asking for is for a piece of this ground to be sanctioned, to be sectioned off for us to participate or play, train, etc. on. And that piece should be maintained at a level that is conducive for professional sport. And if that doesn't happen, then you find the problem of us training in a poor facility in Trin City, in the Trin City ground, simply because this ground here is overrun and overused. Plans, and obviously the change of government and the change of council now means that we just have to represent our case. At the end of the day, all of this is the same argument that we're having here. We need a proper sporting facility to house DirecTV Northeast Stars Football Club, because at the end of the day we represent the community. We are a community-based team, and it is a shame that this community-based team has not played one professional game in their hometown for the past 2 years. And a team that has finished third in the league the year before, won in the Lucozade Cup and doing so well football-wise on the pitch, and the people of Sangre Grande hasn't seen it. So there are still plans in place to play at Danbury Hill, but the problem, as I said, is that because there's a new council in power, we need to start the ball rolling again from that perspective. We have players from Sangre Grande that play on the team, and I mean the hometown people have not seen them play yet. So it is very, very sad to know that these people have to travel all the way to Mani Ramjan, or all the way down to the National Stadium, or all the way down to these different facilities. And we have a facility here that all it needs is the proper care and the proper things to put things in place so that we could play games up here, and so this travel and commute would be negated. I mean, when you look back in the past and the kind of attendances that we used to have, you look at the fact that it's probably one of the best attended football games in the country, professional team home games. We used to have the best attendances, and with the attendances bring sponsorships. Now we've had sponsors that are willing to help the community, that have come on board with community on mind. And it's difficult now because they're not getting access to the community simply because we're not able to play here. And when you look at the whole thing, and you look at the fact that the crowds are still willing to come out, and still, I mean, when we practiced here earlier in the year, we used to have at least 50 to 60 people coming out to watch the practices alone. So when you think about that, and you think about the fact that we have sponsors that are willing to get into the community and help the community and build and grow with the team and the community, it is very sad that that is not happening here right now. And as I said before, it is so important that between now and the beginning of the second round that we get this pitch up and ready to play football.